What a crazy Champions League night. What a scintillating game of football tonight. We saw Galatasaray shocking Liverpool again by defeating them 1 goal to nil. Same scoreline in the group phase. And we saw FC Barcelona stealing a draw at the end of the game, which they don't deserve. Absolutely. They don't deserve to draw this game. Newcastle absolutely starved themselves at the back for denying themselves of a 3 points, of a win. And then Bayern Munich trashed Atlanta by 6 goals to nil, while Atletico de Madrid also humiliated Tottenham Hotspurs by 5 goals to 2. Now let's start with the Liverpool game, who actually started first game. Liverpool actually is done. It is done for Liverpool. Liverpool is going nowhere this season, and I don't think they can go anywhere with Anslot. This Anslot guy keeps complaining of EPL tempo, of EPL set piece game and all that. But you have got the opportunity to play teams outside the EPL, and you are still not performing. You are performing badly. Look at Liverpool today. They looked shambolic. They look utter rubbish. I can't even explain the kind of football they were playing today. They were playing buka football like championship, or like they were playing some kind of football like we are in the Ghana Premier League game. Ghana Premier League. These guys cannot just do some kind of creativity. They didn't even get the only chance that they got was Eketike. That Eketike ball whereby he could have just chipped the ball upward and he missed that particular chance. Apart from Eketike's chance, then Konate's goal. And that was all. That particular goal was also ruled as a foul, which was deservedly so. So Liverpool today were just poor. I think Galatasaray should have scored more goals than Liverpool. And Liverpool backline was shambolic. McAllister is he has lost himself. And Gravenberch, that's why you can't use one season to determine the best player. Gravenberch of last season, we cannot even see him this season. Gravenberch was just so bad this today's game. The Liverpool midfield looked so shambolic. Galatasaray were passing through Liverpool midfield for fun. In fact, they should have scored more goal. And that offside goal that was ruled for Osimhen goal, I don't understand, because once that ball was the pass, actually the guy that was supposed to be on offside position didn't even attempt to interfere in the play. So I don't understand why that particular ball was taken as an offside. Maybe I'll rewatch the footage again. But anyway, Liverpool still have Anfield to redeem themselves. Now let's move to Atletico de Madrid against Tottenham Hotspurs. Atletico Madrid humiliated Tottenham Hotspurs by 5 goals to 2, and then that particular 4 goals came in the first half. First 15 minutes of the game, and it was already 3-0 for Atletico de Madrid. And I don't understand why first 4 minutes, the first 22 minutes, Atletico Madrid were already 4-0 up in the first half till Poro equalized on the 26th minute. Now, Tottenham manager Tubo, you've gotten Vicario, who is back, and you decided to start with your second goalkeeper to swallow 4 goals before you are now bringing Vicario to come and do what? Look at their back line: Danso, Van der Ven, Kinski. That goalkeeper was so horrible, shambolic to the core. He was terrible. He was terrible. All the 4 goals in the first half was actually caused by Tottenham Hotspurs themselves. These guys, this season, they are going nowhere. They are going to the relegation. Sacking Thomas Frank, even, I don't know, sacking Ange Postecoglou was a very terrible mistake done by Tottenham Hotspurs. They should have maintained Ange Postecoglou and then get him sign the players that he wants to sign. You don't sack him, a manager who has won you an European trophy, who has already gotten an identity. The guy was suffering with injuries last season. But I said it, that sacking was very, very bad. And they are paying the price for that right now. Now, Atlanta also lost shockingly by Bayern Munich 6 goals to 1. For this one, I say shockingly, but this is not shocking because Bayern Munich have the arsenals to punish Atlanta. Yes, so they even got a last-minute goal from Pasale. So for me, I won't even spend time on this, but Bayern Munich actually did well. Olise scored a brace. It was very fantastic. Jackson, Musiala, Gnabry, and then Stanisic all on the score sheet. Now let's move to the actual game, the big game itself. Newcastle versus FC Barcelona. Newcastle won, FC Barcelona won. Newcastle does not deserve to draw this game. This game is actually a game that is so painful to Newcastle. And then this game is those games that you say football is not fair. Tonight, football is not fair to Newcastle. They don't deserve to lose or draw today's game. They were completely dominant against FC Barcelona. They dominated every facet of the game. The only thing they couldn't get was ball possession. But in terms of like football, like they dominated FC Barcelona. They controlled the game today. Today. Now, what they have learned from their previous meeting against FC Barcelona was how they press FC Barcelona. The game against FC Barcelona in the group phase, they were pressing FC Barcelona haphazardly, like there were no instructions. They wanted to play their own game, puka game against FC Barcelona. But in today's game, they actually came with an intent, with a structure of how they press FC Barcelona. They made, even without their best midfielder, Gumarães, they made Tonali, what's the name of this guy? Joe Linton, who was very fantastic in this game. He was the one dictating how Barcelona should play. He was actually following Pedri everywhere, denying Pedri to have that game. And then in the first half, they actually gave FC Barcelona more of the ball and then tried to defend and then counter, which could have backfired in the first half. But what they seek to do in the first half was to limit FC Barcelona from playing through the middle. They actually allowed Barcelona to play through their wingers, their wing, and then they limited the flow of Lamine Yamal and the other wing. Lamine Yamal wing is always the lifeline. The other wing of FC Barcelona is almost dead. So they actually pressed that particular side. And then in the second half, because Araujo is playing as a right back, they actually decided to use that particular side. And then Elanga too was very electric in that particular game. But in terms of his final decision, it was very, very bad how he makes those decisions. I think Newcastle should have scored FC Barcelona like 3 goals. They created chances, to score FC Barcelona. There were moments that they were able to break FC Barcelona high line. They were able to break FC Barcelona high line. They were dictating the tempo of the game. They were not allowing FC Barcelona to play their proper football, their normal football, passing the ball from the back. They were just everywhere, just distorting FC Barcelona game plan. And they got the goal through that particular cross, and then Barnes actually scored the very beautiful goal. Then Lamine Yamal penalty, the last minute. I don't know what this Tia was thinking. In the penalty yard box, you don't go in for such a tackle. Once you miss that tackle, it is over, because Olmo actually did fantastic by fainting, giving him a body feint. And by the way, that Hansi Flick substitution of substituting Pedri, substituting Lewandowski, and I think it was a very, very terrible substitution. It actually allowed Newcastle to go more into the game, allowed Newcastle defenders to even push as high as the mid zone. They were just pressing FC Barcelona. They were the better side, especially in the second half. Large majority of the second half, they were the better side of the game. And then this is one of the nights that you say that football is not fair to Newcastle. They should have won this game, hands down. But anyway, that is Champions League for you. Let me know your reactions on the comment section.